Hey, YouTubers, something important, something kind of damn important. So, anyway, I'm in the garage again at my parents' house. I'm smoking a cigar. I'm smoking a big-ass cigar, a Grand Habano Lunch Break Connecticut cigar. Nice big-ass cigar, as in the big-ass cigar for life. Hashtag big-ass cigar. Big-ass cigar for life. Look at that big-ass cigar. Anyway, just getting on camera to shoot the shit right now and talk about things. So, if you're wondering why I'm kind of leaning back a little bit, it's just because the car's in the garage. So the damn car's in the garage. Yeah, so damn car. And I essentially have to kind of lean back. It's a big car, big ass car. And it's a big Honda Pilot, so I have to kind of lean back a little bit because the car's in the garage. I don't want to dent the car or anything like that. That would be really suck. So that would really suck in general. Anyway, the oil burner just went off, so I'm not sure how well you can hear the oil burner in the background. I know my videos from years and years ago, back in like 2012, 2013, people used to really complain about the oil burner in the background because people say they could really hear it, going off the oil burner. Basically, my parents use oil instead of electricity. That's how my parents heat their house, is oil. So some people use gas, some people use electricity, some people use oil. We use oil, for example. We've been using oil since I was like 10 years old. Probably since I was like 8 years old. We switched over to oil back in like the 90s. So anyway, essentially, people used to complain and really bitch about, how the oil burner was so loud in the background. But I think part of that was because I was using a different camera back then. I wasn't using an iPhone back then. I was using like an HD camera back then. Or actually, back in like 2012, I wasn't even using an HD camera. I was using like just like a regular camera, and I think that camera picked up on the audio a lot more as opposed to my iPhone. So I think the iPhone doesn't pick up on the sound as much. Maybe if I was closer to, I think part of it also is because I was closer to the oil burner. So I'm doing the video right here, and it's kind of like a shelf, like a big ass shelf, like the big ass cigar, and basically. There's a shelf in the garage where I'm like laying my iPhone on top of, and I'm kind of leaning on top of my ashtray. So that's why I think you don't really hear the oil burner in the background, because I'm far enough away from the oil burner and the iPhone doesn't pick up on it. But I know in the past, many, many, many moons ago, many years ago, people used to say how annoying the oil burner was in the background, and used to say, oh, it's so annoying, and also the trolls, the idiot trolls would say, for example, your voice is worse than the oil burner behind you, and obviously they're trolls, it's like, but I've been doing videos in the garage for quite some time now. I'm just touching up the cigar, and I haven't gotten any comments about the oil burner being too loud, and I watch a lot of my videos. Like when I record a video, I watch it myself, even though it's just me talking, and I watch my videos. Like when I upload my videos, I watch them myself, because I find them entertaining. I find myself entertaining, and I really don't notice the oil burner in the background. So I wonder if the iPhone doesn't pick up as much the audio quality of the oil burner. So I actually did a video a long time ago. If you watch this is actually one of my most popular videos. One of my most popular videos of called the oil burner in the pipe, the mystery of the oil burner in the pipe, and basically it was a video where I was discussing how when the ore burner comes on the garage, how I tend to get a better draw off my pipe and my cigar. Like the airflow in the cigar and the pipe is a lot better quality. And people explained, I think one guy explained, I'm not going to mention his name or anything like that, but he explained how when the oil burner, comes on, it basically creates like a suction effect, and that creates more like a vacuum, and that's why you get a better draw off your cigar and pipe when you're smoking in the garage, is because of the suction effect. It reduces like airflow, whatever. So, or like increases airflow, something like along those lines. So, anyway, it's actually kind of funny because I think the reason why it became such a popular video, I think it's like done in like the winter of 2013, I want to say. I'd have to look back at the video. It has like 20,000 views, like 25,000 views. Like, holy shit, that's a lot. Like, holy crap, that's a lot of views. But I think the reason why it has so many views is because a lot of people misinterpreted the title. I think the title, it's not really clickbait. I wouldn't call it clickbait, because I'm clearly discussing a tobacco pipe and a oil burner, that is a machine, that creates a vacuum effect, in the garage, and, makes it easier to smoke a pipe or cigar. But I think the reason why so many people click on the video is not because they think it's an oil burner, like a machine that, produces oil, big ass oil, like the big ass cigar. And I'm talking about like a tobacco pipe, like a freaking tobacco pipe. I think what people think is I'm talking about a methamphetamine pipe, and that's why, or a crack pipe, and that's why so many people clicked on the video. The reason why it has like 25,000 views or 27,000 views is people are expecting, when I'm talking about the ore burner and the pipe, people are expecting me to talk about methamphetamine pipes or crack pipes or opium pipes, and that's the reason why it got so many views. Because if you don't know, I'm not going to get too much into this shit, but if you don't know, especially with meth, crystal meth, there is something around the lines of like an ore burner, which is a slang term. I think an ore burner is a slang term for a meth pipe, because when people who are addicts, which is very sad, because it's don't get me wrong, it's a horrible, horrible addiction, and by no means am I encouraging or glorifying it in any way, shape, or form. It's a terrible, terrible addiction. It's worse than tobacco, it's worse than alcohol, it's worse than marijuana. It's like the worst addiction you can possibly have. I mean, meth is like the worst addiction you can possibly have. But I think the reason why people click on the video is because a slang term for a crystal meth pipe or a crack pipe is a ore burner. So basically, it's like I think because the pipes they sell are basically incense pipe burners. So basically, people think when they see my video, oh, this is going to be a video about recreational drugs, not a video about tobacco pipes, legal tobacco pipes, because obviously methamphetamine, crack, and opium are completely illegal, highly illegal, super illegal. It's like, so I think that's the reason why it's gotten so popular, is because people just automatically assume when they see the video title it's about recreational drugs, illicit drugs, not about a tobacco product, like like a tobacco pipe, or about like a tobacco, or like an ore burner, like a machine that produces oil that heats a house. They think it's about crack or meth. So methamphetamine or crack cocaine. So and that's why I got so many views. Not that I'm complaining, because I made a decent amount of money off that video, and also it's like, I can't say how much money I made off the video, but I would say I made a decent amount of money off the video. And also, it's gotten a ton of views, and a lot of comments. But some of the comments are crazy. It's like, crazy ass. It's like, they're fucking crazy, because I had one guy, not going to mention the guy's name, but I had one guy who actually thought I was a crack cocaine user. I was actually a user of crack cocaine because I was talking a little bit fast in the video. Or car going by. He actually thought I was a user of crack cocaine because I was talking really fast in the video and slurring in my speech, and I was talking about an ore burner and a pipe. So yeah, he actually thought I was a hardcore drug user, and he was actually talking about how he was in recovery himself. So I mean, hooray for him! He beat the addiction. It's like, that's great for him. That's a great thing for him. Big pat on the back to him. And it's wonderful that he became clean because it's a horrible addiction to beat. It's just as bad as alcoholism, but I mean, if not worse. But the whole thing is, I've never even used any illicit drugs in my life. I've talked about this before, how I've never even smoked a joint. It's like, I've never smoked a joint in my life. I've never done any kind of illegal drugs. The only drugs I've ever done are legal drugs, legal substances, tobacco, alcohol, caffeine, and medication is legally prescribed to me. It's like, that's the only thing that I've done. I've never even, I've never even smoked a joint. It's like, or smoked a blunt. So, yeah, that's the kind of thing, so I've gotten a lot of crazy comments on the video because one guy said, I totally thought you were going to be a tweaker, if you're a meth pipe. It's like, because of the title. So if I had to redo the video, I'd probably retitle it something different, because I'd probably title it something like, I don't know, the mystery of the garage, or the mystery of my basement in my house, something like that. So it doesn't trick, not really trick people, but it doesn't confuse people, so people automatically think it's about recreational drugs. So anyway, enough of that crap. So that's one thing. It's actually kind of funny how people misinterpret things very easily, because I actually have another video on YouTube that's very common. I have another video on YouTube called Nicotine Sickness, What to Do, and basically in the video I discuss how if you ever, get, sick from nicotine, the best thing for you is sugar. So, sugar, plain and simple, unless you're diabetic. So, you feel sick from nicotine, best thing for you is sugar. Soda, maple syrup, molasses, honey, cane sugar, brown sugar, that's the best thing for you, because obviously the nicotine lowers your blood sugar, and, eating sugar is the best thing for you. So, obviously not, encouraging or glorifying tobacco, but I mean, that's the best thing for you when you feel sick. With nicotine, we get nicotine poisoning is sugar. So, yeah. So, it's kind of funny because on that video, I clearly make a point of saying this is in my series of how to smoke a pipe, which I did many, many years ago before Adpocalypse. Before Adpocalypse hit back in 2016. This was done in 2014 before Adpocalypse hit, and YouTube changed their guidelines. Nowadays, that video would get zero ad revenue because it's a how-to-do video, but back then there was no such thing as Adpocalypse. So there was no such thing as demonetization for the most part. So I made a point of saying this is about pipes, tobacco pipes, and essentially, for some weird reason, everyone who comments on the video, in that video, part 34 of How to Smoke a Pipe, called, Nicotine Sickness, What to Do, everyone who comments on the video is a vapor. Almost like 95% of the people who are in the comments are not pipe smokers, they're not cigar smokers, they're people who vape, people who do the Juul, when the Juul used to be legal. So it's like almost every person who comments on that video is a young person who is vaping. It's unbelievable. So I used to, for a period of 2.5 years, literally 2.5 fucking years, I used to get loads and loads and loads and loads of comments from people who are vapors. It's unbelievable, the stories they would share. I think I've talked about this before on my channel. Unbelievable they would talk about how they vaped and they threw up, or they feel sick, they feel like they're going to die. It's like yet another reason I have no interest in vaping. So no interest in vaping. People ask me all the time, you're going to vape, have you tried vape? Are you going to do vape reviews? It's like, do you have any interest in vaping? Do you have any interest in, vaping in general? And I always tell people it's not for me. But the stories that people would share were unbelievable. It's like, unbelievable. Like I vaped, X number of nicotine, and I feel like I'm going to die now. I'm feeling like I'm going to throw up. I'm throwing up all over the place. These stories that people would share in the comments, the comment discussion thread is unbelievable. It's like, holy shit, it's like, the stories that people would share on these, these comments, about, the vaping, it's like, how they get so sick. It's like, from the vaping. And the whole freaking point is that you might say, well, why is that a big deal? Because the video is not about vaping. I don't mention vaping once in the video. I don't talk about vaping at all in the video. I don't even say the word e-cigarette. It's like, the whole point of it is about, pipes. It's about tobacco pipes, briar pipes, corncob pipes, meerschaum pipes, clay pipes, cherrywood pipes. It has nothing to do with vaping. It's like, maybe cigar smoking, but, has nothing to do with vaping. And yet I get loads of comments. I used to get, for like literally 18 months, 2.5 years, like I would get a comment every week. I'll tell you a really weird story. I actually got a comment on a totally different video. I think it was one of my job update videos. A totally different video. And the guy's like, he posted a comment on the video. It wasn't negative or anything like that. But the comment said, so if I don't inhale a Juul, I won't get sick. I'm like, I don't think so. But this video has nothing to do with Juul. It's like, this video has nothing to do with tobacco. This isn't even a tobacco-related video. It's like, this isn't even a tobacco-related video. This video, I think, was a job update video or like a video about, Puerto Rico. It's like, the president of Puerto Rico. It's like, the poot videos. It's like, the fart videos. So almost like people were like spreading information behind my back, like, ask, Smoking Essie. It's like, he knows, that you can't get, it's like he's the guy to ask about nicotine sickness. It's like, like I'm the guru to ask. It's like, that's weird as hell. It's like, it's just weird. The video, I believe the video, part 34 of How to Smoke a Pipe, called Nicotine Sickness, What to Do. I believe it's my second most popular video on my channel. I think it has like 30,000 views. And literally, it's a community of vapors who are like e-cigarette users, like vapors who are just chained to this and just watching like crazy. It proves just how manipulative video titles can be. And that's why you don't do clickbait, because clickbait is against YouTube's rules. And yeah, it's like, that's just a prime example. It's like, think what you want about the ore burner and the pipe video. Like, that video, I didn't even mention at all. Nothing about vaping. Yes, it's about tobacco, technically. It's about tobacco. But it has nothing to do with vaping. I didn't even say the word vaping in the video. And I get this probably over 100 comments about vaping, literally. So, unbelievable. But keep in mind, that was back during the whole, like, vaping epidemic. So, that was back in, like, 2018, 2019, 2017, during the whole vaping epidemic. So, weird as hell. Weird as holy hell. Anyway, that's about it for me. So, have a nice day, YouTubers. Pretty fucking cool. Bye.